sadhak who feels blessed in the presence of. Today we know that the world is in crisis. Humanity is in crisis. We are, each one of us, are in conflict with ourselves, with the people around, the community, and conflict with the environment. And this spiraling conflict is taking a heavy toll. We see the wars, visible wars, invisible wars, waging all across the world, different forms. We see the climate crisis. We see how Mother Earth is stressed, is in pain. We see how the glaciers are melting, polar ice caps are receding, forests are shrinking, rivers are drying up. The areas which used to be known for a very, very long time as cold places are experiencing heat waves. And the place which used to be for centuries rain deficient, experiencing flood, devastating flood. Fury of elements, we are all witness to it. We have not even fully come out of the global pandemic. When it touched each and every one, all over, the whole world was affected. We all thought that this pandemic would give a lesson, and then perhaps the people would move towards something higher. They would be more compassionate in dealing with the problem, the suffering of the others. It didn't happen. We found that the response to global pandemic, especially by the advanced developed countries which had developed the medicines and vaccines and all, how it was unsatisfactory, because many of them looked upon it as a mercantile opportunity to make money. So where is the humanity? All around we see things not very bright, not very beautiful. This, where is it placed vis-a-vis the science? Because one challenge that a spirituality and a spiritual journey faces quite often is from the world of science. Science, as we understand and as we are talking about, is something about physical science, science of matter. The conflict that started, because many times when we talk about spirituality, we talk about the various facets of spirituality. Often arguments are placed. It is, how do you test it in the laboratory of science? Is it valid? Is it rational? Is it reasonable? They try to put to the test of reason. Let us not forget that this logic, this modern science that originated and developed in Europe, the modern science as I'm talking about, it was also a period of enlightenment. Enlightenment is what is called the age of reason, when we had a whole lot of European philosophers, from Thomas Paine to Locke to Hume and all others, so many, giving sovereignty to reason. The reason, whatever doesn't stand to reason, is not to be accepted. This happened at a time when there was a conflict between the church and the state. And in that conflict, a lot of literature was created, which gave a pushback to the church. The logic of faith, the logic of reason and logic of faith. Faith was pushed back, and this was to carve out. It had a political context. So when we talk about science as it stands, that everything has to be tested in a laboratory of science, that doesn't. Various backgrounds, languages, so-called races, religion, creed, geography, we can all live together for a common purpose, live together not as a matter of coerced living, but voluntary living, sharing together with each other that spirit of oneness, and thereby reflect and radiate that spirit of oneness. I am very sure that this 3 days conclave will come up with some guidelines, some roadmap it will show. It will show some light, how do we go about it. I wish this the very best, all like my prayers, my wish, and my dedication to the